Hello there, you're watching Breaking Views. As the chase for pro-Khalistani leader Amritpal Singh enters day 3, his uncle Harijit Singh and driver Harpreet turned themselves in at Punjab's Mehtpur. His father, along with 4 aides who were arrested earlier, have been booked under the stringent National Security Act. The internet suspension in the state has been extended till tomorrow noon to prevent the spread of misinformation and rumours through social media. With a fresh FIR citing the Arms Act against the Khalistani supporter Amritpal Singh, who's being chased by the Punjab police, the centre seems to be moving in to take over the case as a terror investigation. Top anti-terror body, the National Investigation Agency, that's the NIA, may probe Amritpal Singh and 7 of his aides over the charge of possessing illegal arms. Under the Arms Act, cases are included in the NIA Act as well. The Khalistani leader has been named accused number 1 in the case. Let me now hand it over to my colleague Ankit Tyagi, who's joining us on Breaking Views with all the very latest. Over to you, Ankit.
Thank you so much, Maha. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are coming to you live from the very police station, the Mehtpur police station, where the entire activity, in fact, began in the last 3 days. This is where all whatever has been, the area where the combing is going on in the villages around Mehtpur, and also this is where initially the weapons which were recovered, the car, the Mercedes, the white Mercedes, which has become the talk of the town, was also in fact brought in at this very police station. It has now been taken out just a short while from now. What I will do, I will also ask my colleague Pawan to in fact turn around and show you how there is massive security arrangements outside this police station as well. In fact, SSB, a deployment has been put in place. So along with the Punjab police, there are security personnel of the paramilitary which have also been put in place outside this police station. This is where largely now the action as far as Amritpal is concerned. This is the center as far as that action is concerned. And through the night, these men from the paramilitary forces also are going to help the Punjab police in trying to nab Amritpal. In 3 days since this man has been absconding. A big question mark as far as the Punjab police is concerned, though the police says they are hot on the heels of Amritpal and very soon they would be able to arrest him. But at this moment, there are certain questions which are being asked of the Punjab police as well. And we will try and discuss that and the threat. How big is this threat of Amritpal, and why, whether there were any lapses, why was it ignored for some time? That is something that we would be discussing today on Breaking Views. But before that, for the viewers, those who possibly have just been tuning in or are trying to catch up with this story, who is Amritpal? Why is suddenly he has become such a big deal as far as the police is concerned, as far as the government is concerned, not only in Punjab, the Aam Aadmi Party government, but also at the centre as well. So Amritpal is a 30-year-old self-styled preacher, and I would also add the word radical preacher, pro-Khalistani sympathizer as well. He claims to be inspired by Bhindranwala. Government sources have said that he came in contact with the ISI when he was working as a truck driver in Dubai. The sources also tell NDTV that he went to Punjab at the behest of ISI. So after working in Dubai, he was sent back to Punjab after being completely radicalized. He returned from Dubai in 2022. So it's just been a year that he has been in fact, the country. Now he heads a group called Waris Punjab Day. The group basically, is the translation is literally Rights of Punjab. He also took over Deep Sidhu's outfit, the actor, remember, who shot to fame during the farmers' agitation with the kind of pro-Khalistani comments that he had made. And he then, of course, was also one of the accused in the 26th January violence that took place at the Red Fort. Later, he died in a car crash. Now, in fact, this Amritpal shot to national fame or infamy, if I may call it, when he stormed along with his supporters, a police station in Ajnala district of Punjab, where one of his supporter was in fact being held in the police custody. And he came with a lot of people, and the police at that time in February had to let go of his supporter Tufan as well. Then later, what we are told is that he is married to an NRI from London. The marriage happened earlier this year. Now, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, let me also tell you about the today, in fact, the Punjab police came out. The DGP spoke about the ISI connection of Amritpal. Let's first listen in to what the DGP said.
ISI ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਐਂਗਲ ਆ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਸਸਪੀਸ਼ਨ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੱਥ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਰਕਮਸਟੈਂਸਿਸ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਔਰ ਫੋਰਨ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਬੜਾ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਸਸਪੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਔਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਐਕਟੀਵਿਟੀਜ਼ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਆ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਵੀ ISI ਵੀ ਇਨਵੋਲਡ ਆ ਪਲੱਸ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਫੋਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਸੀਗੀ ਸੋ ਸਾਰੇ ਤੱਥ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਫੰਡਿੰਗ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਕਿ ਹਵਾਲਾ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਤੇ फॉरेन फंडिंग ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ मेन सोर्स ਸੀਗਾ क्योंकि एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं था जिस तरह की उसकी स्पीचेस थी तो पुलिस को ये एक्सपेक्टेड था कि जैसे ही पुलिस अरेस्ट करना चाहेगी वो अरेस्ट हो जाएगा सो कई बार वो ऑन दी स्पॉट जो ऑफिसर्स हैं जो उनसे बेस्ट हो सका उन्होंने किया दूसरा ਜਿਹੜਾ अमाउंट आ वो जिस तरह मैं दसिया कि छोटा अमाउंट आया है अलग अलग ਥਾਵਾਂ ਤੋਂ अलग अलग जगह ਤੋਂ बट वो मिल के काफी अमाउंट हो गया वो पर्टिकुलर कितना अमाउंट सी कितों आया वो चीज नु वेरीफाई अजे किया जा रहा है वो तो वी आर सेइंग इट वेरी कैटेगोरिकली कि आज तक अमृतपाल हमारी कस्टडी में नहीं है जो फैक्ट्स हैं वो हम ऑनरेबल हाई कोर्ट में प्रेजेंट करेंगे जो जेडे अरेस्ट हुए आ 5 जने उन्होंने दे उत्ते लगाया है फर्दर अगे ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ जो होएगा फर्दर होएगा मैं इस स्टेज ਤੇ मैं नहीं मैं कह अपडेट करते रहांगे मैं तदे कह रहा ना ये कोई चीज एंटीसिपेशन ते नहीं हो सकती जदों अरेस्ट होएगा जो फैक्ट्स होंगे वो तुहानू इमीडिएटली दस देंगे
Though right now the crackdown of the police is on, but there are questions being raised on the way this entire operation was conducted and also whether the government and the police were a little lax on Amritpal in the beginning, which gave him this opportunity to become this kind of, some sort of huge trouble as far as the Punjab police and the government is concerned. But very quickly, why was it that the MHA and the Punjab police then finally decided to move in and pick up Amritpal, who was turning into a threat to the national security? Now, this decision to act against Amritpal was taken after the Ajnala police station incident that took place on February 24th. The decision was taken after the meeting of top MHA ministry officials in the Punjab police. Amritpal's supporters had stormed the police station with the Sikh holy book, the Guru Granth Sahib, as the shield. After the incident, Amritpal threatened both Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann and also Home Minister Amit Shah. Sources have told NDTV that the police station incident indicated Amritpal was succeeding in inciting people under the guise of religion. In fact, sources also say Amritpal was building an independent group of armed supporters, mercenaries. Videos found of Amritpal's close aides carrying weapons with Anandpur Khalsa Force logo as well. Amritpal was planning to launch a statewide procession to baptize youth into devout Sikhs, and Amritpal was using de-addiction centers to stockpile illegal weapons, which were, according to the sources, was sourced from Pakistan. Now, how big suddenly is the threat of Amritpal, and whether politically and security-wise there were some lapses as far as this man is concerned? Joining me to discuss this and express their opinion, Mr. C. Pal Singh, former IPS officer from Punjab. Major General Ashwini Siwaj is also joining us, defense expert on the show. We will also go across for more perspective to local journalists and our other guests as well. But I want to start with you, Mr. Singh. Punjab is a border state, a sensitive state, has felt the curse of terrorism before as well. It took a lot of effort and a lot of people's lives to get rid Punjab of that kind of extremism. Now, would you agree if I say this, that Amritpal, there has been lapses as far as the local intelligence is concerned and the police is concerned with respect to Amritpal, that he was allowed to become into the stretcher that he has been because of these lapses?
Well, I'll use the word laxity rather than lapses. The question is how far Punjab police had the intelligence about Amritpal's background and the future activities he intended to undertake. By and large, the dossier about Amritpal was provided by the center only after the Janala incident. That is what is said. I'm not sure, but it is said that, and further, as far as the center and state were concerned, probably because of the international conference which was being held, it was decided at that time that we should not go straightway with a very strict and action and a firm iron hand with Amritpal. Let it go for a few days and then we'll have him behind us. Third is that whenever you want to arrest somebody, you have to have a firm background of various charges against him. By saying these charges are there without any documentary proof or without any weapons, etc., having been collected. Now,
I'm sorry to interrupt you there, sir, but the question that I'm asking you, sir, you're right in a lot of aspects, but the fact is, sir, the way the Punjab police, or let me say the failure of the Punjab police when on 24th Feb his supporters were able to storm the police station, the build-up happened not in 1 hour, it happened over 24 hours outside that police station. That does, in a way, indicates, like you are calling, the lapses both on the part of the political leadership and the police leadership of the state, sir.
I am correctly touching the same point. I am saying if the action had been taken, I'm not saying, if the action had been taken at that point of time, would have been more fruitful or would have been disaster? Because the Punjab police was not adequately equipped as to what are the charges against him. A, attack on Janala police station was considered to release or get release his colleague Tufan. And that was subsequently agreed that the charges against Tufan were not that adequate, and that was the next day they produced him into the court. Now the question is whether it was a intelligent move or unintelligent move, or whether it was a laxity or it was lapses. Whether the police, Punjab police, were fully equipped. Okay. But there is no doubt.
Okay.
When a lot of things were coming up, the Punjab police itself, on its own, should have collected sufficient dossier, sufficient evidence against him. By saying this thing that he is so and so, will do. So the question is, there is a laxity, I said, in not collecting that particular intelligence against him and hard evidence against him to arrest.
We are also being joined by Mr. Anil Trigunyat, former ambassador. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for joining us as well. But before we go to my other guest, I want to take you to London, ladies and gentlemen, because one action point is here in Punjab, where the area where I'm standing, the rural areas are the focus of the police at this moment. But when you talk about the propaganda, which is now trying to, in fact, make Amritpal into a hero as far as the Khalistan sympathizers are concerned, it seems that they are working overtime. And we saw the kind of protest and the incident, shameful incident that took place outside the Indian High Commission in London, where Khalistani supporters not only tried to storm the embassy, they broke the glasses there. It was, in fact, the officials or the officers there posted at the Indian High Commission, who not only saved the tricolour from being disrespected, but also threw or at least took off those Khalistani flags which were the supporters or the protesters were trying to, in fact, put there. Let me go across first, in fact, to my colleague Radhika, who is joining us at this moment from London to give us a live update of what is happening there. I've just been told that we are trying to connect with Radhika. Radhika is there. Radhika, thanks for joining us. I want to understand from you, while very strong words were exchanged between India and Britain as far as this incident is concerned. Just give our viewers a sense of how the security situation is there right now, because this is not the first time either supporters of Pakistan or Khalistan have tried to, in some way, try to make a mark or try to make some sort of a news, ugly news in London outside the Indian High Commission.
Ankit, the London mission or the diplomatic mission here in London is the highest or the largest as compared to anywhere else in the world outside of India. And for the protesters, this was important because they clearly wanted to make an impact, and they did, and caught everybody by surprise. Look at the impact of what they did, breaking these double glazed glasses. They clearly came prepared with some devices with which they wanted to attack, and they did so within a span of 10 minutes. Clearly, there was no security in place. It was a Sunday afternoon. The Met Police was called in a little past 1:45 p.m. And by the time they got here, the crowd dispersed. They also tried to detach out of this famous balcony in Aldwych, which you're seeing behind me. They tried to detach the flag. This was the first time that somebody managed to climb up to the first floor, which is about 3 meters from ground level. And now, as a response, of course, the Indian High Commission has put out a much bigger and a bolder statement by putting out the India flag just there. And as you know, through the videos, that attempt to detach the flag was actually defeated, because there was resistance from officers who were there yesterday and who resisted that protest and people entering the mission. In 2019, when I was reporting from just here exactly, there were eggs, tomatoes thrown at this mission, this building, as part of the protest, which also at the time was condemned, which also at the time was under investigation. There were arrests made, but then people were out on bail instantly. And from here, we know through sources that one person who was arrested is out on bail. We know that there possibly could be further protests on Wednesday. So it's very, the next question, of course, will be where this investigation leads, whether they will find out who is funding these protests, and whether there will be security beefed up just here in London, in central London, in close vicinity to King's College, London School of Economics, etc., where many Indian students study as well.
Yes. Radhika, thank you for joining us. And as Radhika was saying, it will be very, very important to see how the British government reacts now following this incident. Because, and let me get in Ambassador Triguniath on this. Ambassador Triguniath, this is having, for the Khalistani supporters or anti-India, elements, they wanted to send across a message. They wanted to make big news by trying to protest there or send across a message. They have succeeded, but how will this impact, because it's a G20 presidentship as well, that program, and also repeatedly we have seen the UK government or the London police on the back foot when it comes to situation like this, sir?
Well, Ankit, number one, I would like to say that what is happening in India, it gives you this time, as far as this gentleman is concerned, if you call him a gentleman, what is the situation is playing out, what did with Bhindranwale and earlier. I think that the agencies and the government have to be extremely mindful of these kind of protests that are taking place. The fellows on the run, and they are thinking something very big. And the role of the ISI is pretty much evident in this, and we have seen the earlier statements also. So to protect your nation, protect your internal security, you have to take the action, decisive action. As far as the diplomatic missions are concerned, I think that in the UK and the Western countries, there is a general, and I maintain it, that there is some kind of a conspiracy that is probably going on, both in Canada we have seen in UK, we have seen US, Germany and Australia, where these Khalistani elements have suddenly woken up and are creating problems. Now, as you know, that this is the responsibility under the Vienna Convention and the international diplomatic protocols to ensure the safety and security of the diplomatic mission and the personnel by the host government. And the British government, unfortunately, has failed every time it has happened. In 22, we have seen some Pakistani elements and those who were protesting against Kashmir and otherwise also, whether it is in consulates
Right.
or in temples or any places. Now, these are the things that need to be taken care of
Right.
by these host governments. Yes.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to come back to you because, you know, this is not just in UK, in San Francisco as well. The Indian mission there was also, in fact, it came under attack. There were, again, some people, those who tried to barge into the mission. There were graffiti, anti-India graffiti, which was written outside that mission as well. But let me very quickly take the focus back to the security situation in Punjab and get Major General Siwaj on this. General Siwaj, I mean, nobody should have any doubt about how the situation can turn in a sensitive state like Punjab. We've still not forgotten what happened with the Bhindranwale incident, Operation Blue Star. Where are the security lapses as a defense expert that you see? Could the government, the security agencies have handled it better?
Very correctly. Ankit, see, there should be no doubt left that this is a part of K2 plan of the ISI. That is basically Kashmir as well as the Khalistani movement. Now they are realizing it that they are losing a battle in as far as Kashmir Valley is concerned. The terrorism is almost on the last stage. They want to reactivate as far as Punjab is concerned with the Khalistani activity. And this is going on for last 2-3 years. They are building up all these things. And we should have been known this. Now, as far as this Amritpal Singh is concerned, for 10 years he was in Dubai. He was picked up by the ISI and then brought in here. And his activity should have been trailed in last 1 year. And now the thing is that a lot of hawala money has come. Though must have come in trickle, weapons have come through.
Right.
The drug list as well as the sympathizer and the criminal, they have a joint together. Now the point is that once the CASO has been done, cordon search operation, why have you not able to nab Amritpal Singh? He should have been the target number one, because once he's not been under your
absolutely,
you are always worried. My another point, Ankit, just another. See that as far as these
yes, sir,
activities of terrorism start like this only. You have to be very, very strong in the beginning only. Don't let it grow out of this. There is a requirement of coordination between the central government and the state government, IB, RAW, and also NIA as well as the state police. There should be no one-upship. They must know that they are fighting against terrorism sponsored by ISI.
Absolutely. And is this where possibly the political differences have also somewhere played the spoiler as far as this situation is concerned? And Mr. Singh, if I can again get you in on this, for Punjab police, sir, there are two important questions. 3 days, why have they not been able to arrest Amritpal Singh? And number two, sir, operation was launched. We saw how the cavalcade was being chased. Was there or is there some sort of a worry that some information possibly was leaked to him that he was able to get off those cars and he managed to escape, sir?
I'd like to emphasize upon one point. End game in Punjab terrorism was brought in the earlier stages. I mean, the earlier phase of terrorism here, if it is considered a second phase now, if you consider, that was brought with a very strong action iron hand. One of my friends here has pointed out that such activity were dealt with a very strong hand. I like to submit there that many people say, and in fact, those of us who are involved there, we know very well how it flared up. Even after the Blue Star operation, my friend who is from the army, he'll know that Operation Woodrose was lost. Woodrose operation meant that you arrest those people who were aligned with the... So that created a lot of problem because instead they did not have the intelligence, but they acted Amritdharis again arrested, and that created a lot of problems subsequently. So such situation, gateway cannot be handled with the iron hand. You have to assess the situation on the ground. In this case, the assessment of the situation...
You have to assess the situation, but it's been 3 days and they are still trying to... It seems that the Punjab police is still, not anywhere close to, in fact, arresting that man. But very quickly, I'm completely out of time. Just 20 seconds, Ambassador Triguniak, Is there
sitting here.
somewhere also, slow action because India doesn't want to, in fact, at this moment, send out a message or are afraid of some sort of an embarrassment because we have a G20 summit that we have to host? Is that also playing on the minds of the administrators?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. I mean, not that. I think it's a pure inefficiency and lack of intelligence and resolve. That's it. I mean, as a bystander, this is what I would say. I don't see
Right.
that by arresting somebody who is going to be a national threat for you now or in a few days' time, nobody is going to really
Okay.
take it right.
Right. Gentlemen, thank you so
Yeah,
much for sharing your views on this, your expert opinion on this. I'm completely out of time. Thank you for being with us on Breaking Views. We are on the ground, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll try and get you the latest minute-by-minute information, credible, authentic information from the government and the police in Punjab in this search and quest for Amritpal, which is going on in the state of Punjab at this moment. For the state of Punjab, Amritpal is enemy number 1. Thank you so much for tuning in. News and updates continue on NDTV.